Hi and welcome to Real Magic Review. My name is Steve Faulkner. This is ID 360 from Card Shark, and in a minute I'm going to be reviewing it. But first of all, I would like you very much to watch this. If you're like me and you are constantly trying to up your game with a deck of cards, you want to be an expert, you don't just want to know a couple of tricks, you want to be really knowledgeable, then go and check out cardmagiccourse.com. It's my online resource. It is everything I know with a deck of cards. There's 180 plus videos on there, and it's just had an overhaul. There's moves, theory, help with performance, and you can always email if there's something on there that you can't see, and I'll do what I can to create more content for you. So it's a really bespoke learning experience. So if you go through that from beginning to end, if you're a serious beginner or you're already established, you're going to know so much more than most people with a deck of cards. So cardmagiccourse.com, and there are a few free previews on there. If you go onto Card Controls Volume 2, you'll get a free preview of the spread card. And one more thing, very important, please like and subscribe down there. Hit the bell so you'll get notifications, and don't forget to look in the comments bit at the end. There'll be all the links and the info you need on the product and of course the card course. Here's the review. So the effect is the invisible deck. This is an invisible deck. It says it's the only invisible deck you can do surrounded. Now that, I suppose, it confused me a little bit at the beginning because I thought you could do the other one surrounded, but then I get it. I know what it means, and I'll tell you what it means. Here's me getting my invisible deck out of the pack. There you go. That's the invisible deck. So if you don't know what the invisible deck is and you're new to the game, and I know it's an absolute classic of Magic. It's a gaff deck which allows somebody to name any card of the pack, and you show the pack, you spread through, you get the pack out, spread through, and there is one card face down. So for example, I might spread through like this, show the card face down like that, and that would be the card that they've chosen. So why do we need another one? Do we need another one? Is it any better? Is it any worse? I'll go into that in a minute. But the main difference is that this idea that you can take the cards out and you don't have to worry about the exiting of the pack, let's say. I'm going to talk around this because even though most people watching this will know how it works, some people might not. So I won't go into that. So it's a great effect, right? And I'd forgotten and I know it's about how can you forget how good the invisible deck. People have been going on about it for years. But I stopped doing the invisible deck because when I first became a magician, actually I wasn't a magician, I was someone who was learning some magic tricks. So I took it out because people said, you've got to do this. And I kept getting it wrong because I was panicking, right? Because I was terrified of doing magic tricks. And when I started, I had this shaky hand thing. I still get that now with a new trick. Shaky hand thing, and I was kind of trying to add up to 13. I know, but I'm really no good with numbers. So under pressure, it just doesn't happen. I'd end up guessing and getting it wrong. So I stopped doing it and then got into sleight of hand and never really went back to it. So to take this out and actually do the invisible deck and playing with it, I was convinced it was going to get, because I do a lot of sleight of hand with cards, and I was convinced it was going to get like whatever the cards the other way around. And man, you forget if you haven't done this for a while, to be able to say to someone, name any card of the pack with clearly no sleight of hand, no sort of time misdirection or anything, it's done. So it's a stupidly strong effect. So that's what this has got going for it. But if you already do the invisible deck, what's the difference? The main difference is, like I said, this fact that now I thought it was just the fact that you can get it out of the pack anyway, but what I didn't realise in there, which felt really free, was that I got the deck out, and it's only a subtle difference, and I had the deck in my hand, right? And I said, name any card of the pack. Now you'll notice as well on the footage that there is no presentation with this. There are some amazing, I know it's lazy, there's some amazing routines with the invisible deck. People do these lovely routines where people are pretending to shuffle invisible pack, and then there's one turn around. I don't have that long to learn these tricks when I do these reviews. So I kind of just went and said, there's a deck of cards, name a card, and it was in there. But still with that really shonky performance, the reaction was strong, man. That was a strong reaction. And again, like the people I do tricks to for this, they are lay people, they don't do magic, but they've seen quite a lot now. So to get that, it was like, wow. And they were talking about it afterwards and all that. And they've seen me do a lot of card tricks. So got to make, well, that's like that, maybe a waste of time, but not at all. So that was more substantial a thing than I initially thought. Now that's probably because you know, people that have done the invisible deck don't have to worry about how they take the deck out, because it's just second nature. But I like not having that thing to worry about. I like the freedom it gives. So if it gives that, what does it take away? Now, I don't really think it takes away anything from the original. I think it's an alternative. It's better for that way. But the one thing you can't do, and I think I'm okay saying this, is when you go through the deck and you show it the card reversed, you can't give them that card. Now, why would you want to? I don't know. Now, when I performed it in there, the natural thing was them to have a look at it, because they're so like, "Whoa, I want to have a look at that," and I just kind of went, "No," and it didn't weaken the effect at all. And I think with routine and a bit of thought, they wouldn't even reach for it. And again, on stage, you can do this, and you show it up like that, straight, and the card's reversed. That's going to be enough. That's the end of the trick. But that's the one thing. The card, it's a gaff deck, and it's a kind of gaff card as well, ish. So that's all I'm going to say. And I think I'm okay. I really think I'm okay saying that. So that's the one thing it takes away, I suppose. But does it take away from the effect? I don't think so at all. And I've been really enjoying doing that. This is made on the double deckers. They're just very thin cards. That's the only difference. So it will feel different than a deck of cards. This does. If you played with the double deckers before, they're brilliant. Very hardy. You can't really rip them. They're properly, I'd say, going to last you a long time. They're treated with science friction. Christian from Card Shark makes, so it handles the same as a normal-ish invisible deck, but it feels like you can be a bit less careful with them. All right. Now I'm just these are, and I've played with these a lot, you know, even though I haven't practiced the routine a lot, I've kind of had them out, and, you know, because someone like me has got to practice a lot, adding up to 13. So, you know, you don't have to think about it. You haven't got to be delicate with them. You can hold them anywhere, you can spread them anywhere. And I know you can do that with an invisible deck, but I've just felt with some invisible decks that after a while, not very long, I've got to start being a bit careful or retreat them and stuff. So these are really hardy and going to last for a very long time. Oh, I've had to cut this in because I totally forgot to mention something. It is quite important. You can reveal the card face up or face down. So you can go through a face down deck and reveal a face up card, or you can go through a face up deck and reveal a face down card. So if you want to hold it up to the audience and do it any way, you can do that as well. Just thought that was important. Let's get back to it. So I think that's about it. Pluses are, you know, you don't have to think about it when you get it out. You can have the pack out already and do the trick. They feel different from a normal deck of cards, but that's completely fine. Not different enough that it's a problem. They're very, I suppose that could be a minus. They're very hardy. They're gonna take a lot of battering around if you walk around in case. They're gonna last you a long time. The treatment's good. The way the science friction works is really good. And the only thing really it takes away is that thing of them not being able to take the card out, which I really don't think is a problem. If you do the invisible bet, if you've been doing it for years, you might want to play with it, but the effect's the same, so you know, it's there. But if you haven't done it, I'd really recommend these. They're great. They're available on Card Shark. Have a look. So thank you very much. Please like and subscribe. I will say this to every video because it's very important. Please comment. That would be great. And please go and check out Card Magic course. It's just looking great at the moment. And I'm adding another 4 videos because someone said, you know, can you put some in the hands shuffles and cuts, full shuffles and cuts for the whole deck in. So I've added some videos there. So it really is turning into something really special. So have a look at that. Thanks very much. Thank you to Vanishing Ink for sharing it on the blog as well. Really happy to be part of that. And they've been going 10 years this year, so that's good, isn't it? And again, they don't. You know, I can still review anything I want. So if you want me to review anything, let me know, and I'll do what I can. Take care. Have a great one. See ya.